This is our client ranking on the first page of Google for heat pump installers near me. Another client ranking on the first page for fence installers, Virginia Beach. Attic to loft conversion, Vancouver, first page, another client. Furnace installers, Vancouver, another client on the first page of Google. Painters, Winnipeg, one of our clients on the first page of Google. Painters Kelowna, a different client ranking on the first page of Google. Those are just a few small examples of our home service clients being on the first page of Google. This video is going to show you exactly how we do that. And before I even get into anything, this is more of the social proof of what we do. Hellman Renovations added an extra $300K in 6 months with organic SEO. Stan, an extra $100K, $130K from SEO. Andy, a landscaping company, extra $200K in 90 days with organic SEO. And John, an extra $50K for his tree business with SEO. These are screenshots from Google Search Console showing the trend in organic impressions and clicks on some of our other clients' websites. As I scroll down here, again, these are just a couple small examples, but I want to show you that this works. We do this consistently, 24/7, 365, and we focus on home service businesses. And this is going to be a full tutorial for SEO for the home service space. Electricians, HVAC contractors, renovations, fencing contractors, cleaners, window cleaners, you name it. If you're in the home service space, if your client is homeowners, this video is for you to get more leads and generate predictable revenue through SEO. First, why does SEO even matter? Why should you even be focusing on this? Well, your website is literally your digital storefront. Just like a restaurant has a physical store, your website is like that store on Google. It doesn't need to just look good. It needs to rank on Google and attract the right people, but not just that, convert them. Most people, when it comes to SEO, they just focus on getting more traffic. And on your marketing right now, you might be just focusing on getting more eyeballs, but that's not the most important thing. You need to have the right messaging, the right design, layout, creatives to convert those eyeballs into leads. So getting to the first page of Google isn't enough. It's not the end of the story. So these are just a couple of stats that I pulled on Google. As you can see here, this is the percent of people that ran a search before converting into a customer for different niches. So you see here we have appliance repair, decks and patios, electrical, fencing, etc. And more than 50% consistently are going to Google first before they're choosing a service and converting. And what I did actually, as you can see here, plumbers, that plumbing niche, people looking for plumbing services, that was 54%. 54% of people looking for plumbing services went to Google first. I took the smallest one there, plumbing, and I looked at the stats and the numbers in the USA for how many people are searching this up. And as you can see here, in total, there are over 636,000 monthly searches for plumbing services. That's over 7 million people a year searching for plumbing services. And that's just the top 150 keywords. That doesn't even scratch the surface. So even with the supposedly smallest niche of online searchers for home services, it still gets well over 7 million. And it's probably closer to 10 million searches every single year. And so to summarize this, your customers are looking online for your services. And if you aren't showing up, which is probably your problem right now, then they're going to your competitors and they're stealing up all of your businesses. SEO can be the difference between 5 calls a month to 50 or 500 calls a month for your local service business. So let's get into step 1. The first step before you start anything is doing keyword research the right way. Before you start doing any work on your website, before you even touch your website builder, you want to get a foundation. And the foundation is your keywords that you're going to be ranking for. That is going to provide you the direction of every single step of the way when it comes to SEO, and each task that you're going to perform, it's going to revolve around the keywords that you choose to rank for. And we do this in a specific type of way because not every website, not every domain is the exact same. You're going to be looking for different keywords. Your niche is going to be different. Your location is going to be different. There's going to be so many different variables and factors that play into your keywords. And instead of just giving you a bunch of keywords that you can rank for, I'm showing you how to do it and the frameworks behind it so you can take it and apply it to your home service niche. So just getting into this. Keyword research, this is where most people mess up, is not just stuffing your website with a bunch of text that contains the keywords you're trying to rank for. Don't get me wrong. Keyword density aka how many times the keyword you're trying to rank for appears on a page is important. For example, if I'm trying to rank for renovation contractors in Orlando, Florida, if that's my keyword, my search term that I'm trying to rank for, and my page has that keyword mentioned 5 times, and the people on the first page of Google have it mentioned 20 times on their page, my page is not likely to rank for that Google search, right? So density is important. However, it's not just stuffing your page with it so it's just saturated with keywords. People can tell that right away. It's finding the specific terms that people in your area are already searching for with low competition and high buyer intent. I'm going to show you how to find those keywords. So you're going to use a tool like SEMrush. There's other tools, Ahrefs, there's Moz, so many of those SEO tools out there. We just use SEMrush. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not sponsored by them. It's just a great tool, and you can get a free trial and find this information literally for free, which is crazy. So again, I use a tool like SEMrush, and then I go to the keyword magic tool on the side here, and then filter out location or long tail phrases such as heat pump rebate Burnaby 2025, tankless water heater install North Vancouver. These are keywords where the people searching them up into Google are actually looking to purchase your services. If, for example, let's say you are a deck renovation or deck installation company, right? And someone's searching up on Google, what is the best material to build a deck with? That's not going to be a good keyword to focus on for your business, because that keyword, if someone's searching it up, they're probably looking to build the deck themselves and they're not looking to hire someone. We want keywords where the people searching them up it's implied that they are looking to hire a contractor. What you want to do is put together a list of 50 keywords that are ideally under a 20 difficulty to rank for on SEMrush, have real search volume, so like at least over 10 people per month searching up that thing, and then reflect either the buying intent or the educational content, right? So how much does a kitchen renovation cost in 2025? Someone looking up that keyword, right? That's like a blog that you would make. They are looking to hire a renovation contractor, most likely. I took a screenshot here from SEMrush so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is the keyword magic tool. You search something up in the search bar, so deck cleaners Vancouver, and it gives you, which is awesome, a bunch of different variations of that same keyword, how much searches, so the volume on the right-hand side here, it's getting per month, and how difficult on a scale from 1 to 100 it's going to be to rank for that keyword. And again, if you're new to this, if you're new to the SEO game and you're just starting, you want to focus on these lower competition keywords, ideally below 20. So moving on here, step 2, build pages that target those keywords. So again, this is going to be landing pages and blogs. What's the difference? Well, a blog is a CMS, right? It's a collection of educational content, ideally, that you have on your website. So most people know what a blog is, but they're not going to be the same as a landing page. A blog is going to be lots of text on one page, giving the reader value in the form of information or education or answering a specific question that they have. You're going to have images there, you're going to have links, resources, and just a lot of text on that page. A landing page, however, is more focused on converting a customer, right? It's not as focused on giving information or educational content. It's about solving a problem for the user as they're searching it up. And so now that you know what people are going to be searching, you've got that list of 50 keywords down. We want to build specific pages to match those searches. So if someone's searching up a specific question that's going to be more tailored to a blog post, then you're going to build out a blog post for that page. If someone's searching up a phrase that's more something like, oh, I actually have an example here, AC Repair Vancouver, then you're going to build that out in a landing page, right? Because that's focused on converting those pages. So what I made here is a quick hierarchy, and I'm going to zoom in here so you can see exactly what I mean, for how your website pages should be laid out ideally. And you can, again, this is made so easy for you. You can just copy this on your page. And this is specific to home service businesses. So ideally you have your homepage here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. You've got your different services. You've got your sub-services underneath that, and then you've got your service area sub-services. That sounds really confusing. I'm going to show you an example of what I mean by this. So we're going to use HVAC as a quick example here. So we've got our homepage for the company. we've got heat pumps, furnaces, boiler services, and then under each service for the different systems, we've got installation of heat pumps, repair, maintenance of heat pumps, and then under each of those, we can even do more landing pages and say heat pump installation North Vancouver, heat pump installation West Vancouver, Burnaby, etc. All the different service areas that you service. And so there is so many different pages that you can make on your website. And the more pages you have focusing in on different services, right? Sub-services, service area locations, the higher likelihood you have of ranking for those searches. So that's the pages on your website. You're going to choose the 50 keywords. You're going to take those and build out landing pages for each of those 50 keywords. And you want to have 50 different landing pages, whether that's blogs or conversion focused landing pages. You don't want to have one page trying to rank for 2 different keywords, right? You want to focus each one. So the next step is structuring your website for SEO. Google needs to understand how your website is organized. And this will all make sense in a second here. If your structure is messy, your rankings are going to suffer. This is where a lot of people mess up. So there's a clean structure that you can use for your website. You got home, about us, services, just like I showed you. This services that I've just highlighted is exactly the hierarchy that I just showed you above in step 2. You got blog, contact, and locations. This is an example navigation of like a page structure that works for our clients that we typically use across the board with all our clients, right? Home, about us, pricing, system installs, plumbing, commercial projects, etc. You want to have kind of as many pages as you can in that main navigation as well as your footer, but you want to make it clean, right? You don't want this to be too messy where you've got a bunch of links up there and you make it confusing for the user. So each service page should be linked from the homepage and have its own unique URL. And so again, avoid keyword stuffing in your URLs. You want to keep them short and readable. You don't want to have like 50 word long URLs. That's way too much. And again, this screenshot here of the diagram of a page hierarchy is exactly what you can use for your own website. So moving down here below on step 4, this is going to be the actual on-page SEO. You've probably heard that term on-page SEO. It specifically applies or refers to the work that you do on your website. So when you log into your website builder, whether you're using Squarespace, Wix, Webflow, WordPress, and you're in the website builder, typing out text, changing images, that's the on-page SEO. So you want to optimize each of these 50 pages that you've already made and possibly more. So each page needs to be optimized around your keyword. You know this. Doesn't mean cramming your keyword into the page 30 times. It means using naturally the right places. You want to have, this is just a quick checklist for every single page, and I made a SEO checklist that kind of goes in depth more on each of these topics, and maybe I'll link that here so you can take a look. But either way, you want to have the main keyword in your H1 heading. So this is the heading at the very top of the page. You want to have the keyword in the first 100 paragraph words, paragraph text of your page. Keyword in the 1 to 2 subheadings. So you've got like H1, H2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Make sure you're also putting that keyword into the heading 1 or heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, etc. 3 to 5 natural mentions in the body text, meta title and meta descriptions written and optimized. Image alt text includes the keyword. URL contains the keyword. So the URL of the page should also contain that keyword that you're trying to rank for. So this is an easy checklist that you can follow for your website. And again, I'm not going to go in depth on what each of these means. They're pretty self-explanatory. Most people know what these things mean, but I'll link the video here just in case so you can check it out if you don't know what any of these things are. So make sure your meta title is under 60 characters and your meta description is under 160. Again, there's a focus here on not making our text on the website too long. If our meta descriptions, our meta titles, the text on the page itself, the alt tags are too long, it's going to get confusing. And that means confusion for Google's algorithm when it's trying to rank your website page. You want to make them short and focused on that one specific keyword. A good way to benchmark how much text you should have on a landing page or a blog post and how many times you should mention that keyword on the page is simply searching up the keyword that you're trying to rank for, taking some of the top ranking pages. You can take the first rank, the second rank, third rank, anything on that first page of Google. Control A on that page, go to wordcounter.net and just paste all the content from that page into word counter. It'll tell you how many words are on that page, and then you can hit Control F and search up the keyword or like a part of the keyword that you're trying to rank for. So for example, I looked up plumber near me. I took one of the top ranking pages. I took all the text from that page, went to wordcounter.net, and you can see here there's 848 words on this page with plumber mentioned 14 times. So if I'm trying to rank for plumber near me, I should hit at least 850 words on that page and have over 14 mentions of the word plumber. And this is something that's extremely doable. This is very easy to do on your website. Like 848 words on a landing page is not that much. You just want to make sure, again, you're not just putting text on the page. Separate it with clear sections, with images, so it's engaging and someone's not just coming to a website and there's an essay for them there to read. Next step, improving the technical SEO. This is kind of the back end stuff, right? It's not flashy, but it's important to talk about because it plays a really big role when it comes to SEO. So this is a quick simplified list of what matters the most, and this is what we focus on. Again, fast loading speed, so making sure the website is loading in under 3 seconds. If you're using WordPress, this can simply mean just removing a bunch of plugins or updating your plugins, having those all up to date. Mobile responsiveness, so making sure that the design works on different types of screens, mainly phones, because almost at this point, 50% of all users on a website are coming from mobile devices. And in a lot of cases, it's more than 50%. SSL installed, so making sure that you have your SSL certificate. Most people, you just have this automatically. If you go to your website and there's no like privacy warning or like notice that comes up, then you probably have SSL already. So don't even worry about that. Make sure your sitemap is submitted to Google Search Console. I'll show you how to do this in a sec. No broken links on your website. You can go to a broken link checker. These are all free. There's so many of them on Google. Just search a broken link checker, type in your website URL, and it'll show you broken links on your website that don't work anymore. Clean code, and again, minimal plugins. And this can simply come down to the website builder that you're using. If you are a novice at SEO and even just web design and web development in general, and you are about to build out a website, I would recommend going with a builder that's really easy to use where the backend code is clean, something like a Wix or a Squarespace. We've gotten amazing, stellar results. That case study that I showed you earlier, Heilman Renovations, Joe, who made an extra $300K in 6 months for his renovation company with SEO, that was on a Squarespace website. People in the SEO space will talk down on simple builders like Wix or Squarespace for SEO because there's not as much functionality or options when it comes to the back-end development, but you don't need all that stuff. You can use something simple. So again, clean code, minimal plugins. So you can use a tool like Google PageSpeed Insights and Search Console to check these things. This is the sitemap and how you index them on Google. I'll show you how to use the PageSpeed checker and the insights, but go to Google Search Console, upload your property, and then go to your sitemap and submit your sitemap. This is me here, right? It has your URL, and then you type in sitemap.xml. You click submit, and that'll submit your sitemap to Google. And this sounds really technical. It sounds really boring, but I cannot stress how important this is. Submitting your sitemap to Google is like posting a YouTube video. It's like if I made this entire video and then I just didn't post it on YouTube. It would be nowhere, right? If you make a page on your website and you don't submit it to the Google Search Console sitemap, or you don't submit that page, it is likely to not even show up on Google, right? There's a chance it'll still get there, but you do not want to take that chance. You don't want to put in all this time and effort just for your pages and blogs to not show up on Google. So submitting your sitemap on Google is like publishing a piece of content online on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. And you can go to the Google PageSpeed Insights, type in your website. You can see here the performance on mine. It's showing low performance here. It's showing the accessibility, how well that is, best practices, and it'll give you more in-depth stats on each of those and then what you can be improving on. I'm not going to go into every single thing here because again, that's going to take up way too much time, but you know what to do here. It'll tell you exactly what you need to do when you go to this website. Okay, moving on to step 6. Creating conversion-focused landing pages. So I gave you a little bit of direction earlier on that you just should be creating these conversion focused landing pages, but I want to talk a little bit more in depth on what they should look like and what the layout and text on that page should be for optimal conversions and leads. Going back to what I said earlier, a page that ranks doesn't always mean a page that sells and converts leads. Just because you're on the first page of Google doesn't mean you're going to get leads. And I'll go as far as to say, just because you're getting traffic to your website, that does not mean you're going to convert them into leads. Most home service businesses have long, unstructured, SEO heavy pages that just overwhelm their visitors, and that is not going to get you leads. So here's how to fix that. Each landing page should have a clear, benefit-driven headline that speaks to your customers' problems. Don't just say, we're the best XYZ service in your area, right? Talk about the types of problems that your customers are facing and how you solve those problems. And then you want to show why you are the best, right? Photos, videos of your work, testimonials, or proof points or social proof of why you are the best at your thing and how other people, real homeowners, have had success with you in the past. You want to have a subheadline that reinforces your offer. Again, photos or videos of your work, quick overview of your services and how it works, right? You don't need to dive too much into your services, right? If you land on a page and I'm looking for kitchen renovation services near me, and I see that you do kitchen renovations, you don't need to talk in 5 paragraphs about how you do kitchen renovations. I don't care. I know that you do kitchen renovations. I want you to show me how you are different than the other 100 kitchen renovation contractors in the area. And that's why talking about your social proof, talking about the problems that your customers are facing and how you solve them is the best content to have on your page. You want to have a form or button that's easily accessible on a desktop or mobile for someone to submit that form or give you a call, whatever that conversion mechanism is. So I made a whole video about this, breaking down each of these sections, and I show you examples of how we've done this on our client's website, so like screenshots from real websites. Again, I'm not going to go into everything in depth on this video, but I have resources for everything that I don't go in depth on. So you want someone to be able to scan your page in 30 seconds, and I'll even go as far as to say like 10 seconds or 5 seconds and know exactly what you do, why you're good at it, why you're the best, and how to contact you. Those are the 3 main points that someone should be able to distinguish or learn on your website right when they land on it. Because let's be honest, people are not spending long on websites these days. The average time that someone's spending on a website is maybe 60 seconds, 30 seconds, and that's browsing, right? They're not spending long. So you want to capture their attention right away. Let's move on here to the blog portion. So we just talked about the landing pages. Now let's talk about the blogs. So they're not just for writing text and, again, ranking on the first page of Google. They're for attracting high intent, low competition searchers. You should aim to post 3 to 5 blogs per week. You can use ChatGPT for this, right? And your own input to speed these things up. Google does not take away search rankings because you're using AI content. Google literally says this. They're not going to de-rank your website because you're using AI generated content. The content just has to be better than the other pages trying to rank for that Google search. Each one should target a keyword from your list. Make the content specific to your city or region, so it's not just generalized content that you're trying to rank in the whole country. It should be specific to your service area. So if it's Florida, or I should say like a city like Orlando, if it's Virginia Beach, if it's Chesapeake, like there's all these different service areas, whatever yours is, make sure it's specific to that. Include internal links to your services pages. So these are links on your blog post that link back to other pages, those landing pages that I just talked about on your website. Okay, blogs that work. Most people fall into a trap when it comes to blog posts of taking the title and the topic that ChatGPT gives them or something they think is catchy and using that as their main title for the blog post. And most of the time it doesn't work. So here's the distinguisher. How to know if your furnace is broken. Best smart thermostats for BC rebates in 2025. How much does drain cleaning cost? Blogs that don't work. The 5 types of kitchen renovations and why you need to know the difference. Why your company name is the best in your city. What are the difference between these blog posts or these keywords or topics. Well, is someone going to search up into Google the 5 types of kitchen renovations and why I need to know the difference? No, they're not. They're not going to search that up into Google. They're not going to search up why your company is the best in your city. They're just not going to search that up into Google. But what they will search up into Google is how to know if my furnace is broken. They are going to search up how much does drain cleaning cost? Because these are real questions that they have, and they're going to look them up into Google. The 5 types of kitchen renovations and why I need to know the difference is not a question that someone is going to have. So you need to be realistic and use some common sense here to distinguish your blog topics and make sure that the title of your blog post is the keyword that you're trying to rank for. Some people try to rank for, let's just say, how to know if your furnace is broken, and then they title their blog, the 10 signs your furnace might be broken in XYZ city, right? You get the idea. So your blog should be answering these questions, and a good rule of thumb here, like a pro tip that I have, is just write down every single question your customers ask you when they come in, take the most common ones, and then write a full blog post or breakdown answering those questions. And that's the easiest way to do it. Moving on to step 8. Using internal links to keep people on your site. And there's another benefit to using internal links that I'll get into in a sec here. But when Google sees users moving through your website, so not just staying on one page, it sees your content as more valuable because people are spending more time on that content. Just like on a YouTube video, an Instagram reel, a YouTube reel, TikTok, if someone's spending more time watching that video, the algorithm on those platforms will push that content more because it sees it as more valuable. Your website and Google is the exact same way. So every blog post should at least link to one related other blog post or one related other service page. And that way, someone has a more likely chance of staying on your website and have more things to do on your website. And one pro tip here that's not actually in this content, but it's a huge value piece that we're using with our clients right now, is testing out different tools like a price calculator on your website. Something that someone can use on your website, click around on. It's a tool, and you can set it up in ChatGPT. There's priceguide.ai that you could set up where people get extreme amounts of value out of it, like a price calculator. But to get that final result, they have to spend 30 to 60 seconds extra on the website on top of what they're already doing. So those are really, really valuable. So moving on here, each service page should link back to your homepage or contact form. So it's not just about internal links on your blogs. You want to have these internal links to different pages within the text on your landing pages as well. So for example, this is an internal link to show you what I mean by this, right? It's a piece of text, a text snippet on your page that links to a different part of your website. And ideally, that text that you use should contain a keyword. It should be descriptive in some sort of way, right? These are internal links here, right? This is a footer on a website, and each of these pieces of text link to other pages. So this is another example of an internal link and an internal link done well, right? Explore Powell's attic loft conversion services. This is on a blog post, and again, this is a descriptive text link. It has the keyword that we're trying to rank that page for within the text. Okay, moving on here. Step 9, you have all the systems, the tactics, the direction that you need to take on your website and the tools to be able to do it now. You have to track your results when it comes to SEO. So you don't just want to hope that and pray that your SEO is working. You need to track the data beyond just being able to see where your website's ranking on Google by typing in this specific search. So here's what we use. We use Google Analytics to track site traffic, Google Search Console, and a keyword tracker like SEMrush. So this is optional. Again, it costs money to get a subscription for these services, but it's very helpful. We find it very helpful and useful. So just to distinguish what these 3 things are, Google Analytics, this is tracking site traffic. So this is best for the high level numbers and exact numbers of how much traffic is coming to your website and what the demographic info is. So I'm able to see how much traffic is coming to the website. I'm able to see unique users on the website, whereas Google Search Console, I can see what keywords are driving clicks, and it's best to see exact numbers in terms of impressions on the website and how many impressions each keyword is getting to my website, right? Google Analytics is not going to show you that. Google Search Console will. And most of the time what we see is the numbers in terms of clicks, right? That's just traffic on Google Search Console is not going to be as accurate as Google Analytics, right? But it's going to show us a deeper insight into the keyword rank and the volume. And then SEMrush, it's best for like seeing your domain authority and other relevant keywords that you could be ranking for. And so in terms of what you're actually tracking on these platforms on a monthly basis is your page views, your top performing pages to see which ones are doing the best on your website and which ones are not doing so well that you need to be putting some more time and effort into. Keywords that you're ranking for, again, keywords that you're not ranking for as well. Leads coming in from organic search. You could set up call tracking and add, how did you hear about us field on your form. So you could see how many leads have come in through organic Google search, right? This is a screenshot from Google Analytics. This is what it looks like. This is Google Search Console, and this is SEMrush, right? So it's the same client from 3 different perspectives. So I can see that Google Analytics is showing me that I have more traffic coming in than Google Search Console, but Google Search Console right here is showing me the amount of impressions that I'm getting on the website and the keywords that the website's ranking for. And then SEMrush is showing me the domain authority on the website and a lot more insights into the keywords that we're ranking for and the keywords individual stats like the cost per click, the monthly volume, the keyword difficulty, etc. So I'll leave you with a final piece here. Consistency wins. Ranking does not happen overnight. Sometimes we've had it where a website gets to the first page in under 24 hours and it's awesome. But most of the time it doesn't. Sometimes it takes a week for a page to get to the first page of Google. Sometimes it takes a month or a couple months for a single page to get to the first page of Google for a specific keyword. But if you're creating blog content on a weekly basis, building out your landing pages, improving your layout, and doing this consistently, week in, week out, month in, month out, your traffic site or your traffic that you're building to the website is going to compound. It's like the snowball effect. It's just going to keep going and keep going and keep going and build. And it's an exponential growth path. Most service businesses quit after 1 or 2 weeks of SEO. This is the pitfall when it comes to not just SEO, but marketing in general. Most people, they see a little bit of success in the first day or two and they're like, oh, this is awesome. And then they keep going for a week or a couple weeks or a month. And then they get to the end and they're like, oh, this is not as great as I thought it was. And it's because you're doing it yourself and you are still learning. It is going to take some time to get over that learning curve. And again, it's not going to happen overnight. Keep at it. The ones who stay consistent for 3 to 6 months build a real lead generation engine that stays, that's long term. And I'll leave you with this final piece. If you want us to build this for you, this is the exact strategy we implement for our clients every single day. You've seen the case studies. You've seen that this works. If you want a predictable flow of high intent leads coming from Google every single month without paying for ads, we will build this system for you. We'll do your keyword research, your competitor analysis. We'll audit your entire website to see where it's lacking. We'll create all of these landing pages and blogs. We'll manage your Google Search Console and sitemap. We'll optimize and manage your local SEO. This is your Google business profile. We'll increase your authority score by generating organic backlinks. You'll get your own private Slack channel with us and the team, monthly calls and monthly reports. So you see exactly what work is being done on the website and how that is benefiting the website. And then an organic lead generation system that you own. A lot of marketing agencies, they come in, they do their work, and it might be great, but they own the system. When they leave, the system leaves with them, right? They have owner access to everything. And a lot of times, even your website, right? They own it. You own everything when we do it for you. If we leave, you keep everything. And this takes from your time, maximum 1 hour per week compared to the 10 to 20 hours that it's going to take you to implement this all yourself. Cost-wise, $2 to $4K per month. And if you don't get a return, we give you a full refund. If you don't make at least 100 to 300K in the first 3 to 6 months of working with us, we'll just give you a full refund on our services. So if you want to check this out, visit our site or click the link below to book a free call with us. If you got value out of this video, leave a comment. Tell me what you were struggling with the most before this video, how this helped you, and I will see you in the next one.